Hello, hello, hello. It's Danielle Mercurio, your intuitive astrologist, here with your mid-July astrology forecast. So we are kicking off the second half of this month with a new moon in Cancer. It starts on July 15th at 9:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as you know, I always mention you have about a 48-hour window to work with this energy. And before we really get into the new moon stuff, first of all, I want to ask, how are you feeling? How's it going? The first half of the month, we talked a lot about this 6-month milestone, the strides and the milestones that we had come to in the second half of this year, the things we had to work for, the things that we had to control and work with, so that we can move into the second half of the year where we don't have to try so hard, that we don't have to do all the work. The universe is going to help us. It's going to make things lighter. It's going to make things easier as we glide into the second half of the year. However, we've been starting to notice that maybe we're not quite ready to give up that control. Maybe we're not quite ready to identify with the new you, with the new you moving into the second half of the year, with your dreams manifesting, with the things that you have been working so hard for to actually happen, to come to fruition. And that's a scary thing, right? What do we do when we actually get what it is that we have been striving and working so hard for? And so there's this kind of tension going on between ourselves and spirit, between seeing what it is that we've been wanting, seeing it starting to come together, seeing the opportunities being handed to us, and then wanting to sabotage, wanting to think, oh shit, this is going to be too good to be true. I better guard myself. I better get myself ready. I better start to get back into this a little bit. We start to meddle. And what that's doing is creating a lot of wonky energy, creating a lot of doubt. It's allowing us to fear what it is that we've always wanted, and instead of being in love with what we want, instead of being excited and passionate and feeling fulfilled by what is coming our way, and the fact that we don't have to work so hard, that we don't have to do so much in our outside world because the universe has got us. It's working on our behalf. And I think a really big point that has happened was the other day, this discovery of Pluto. Right? We've always known about Pluto. Pluto is the planet of transformation. We heard about it, I should have done more research, but we've heard about it, like 50, 60 years ago, right around when our society, at least us in the U.S., we're at a time of transformation. We're at a time of civil rights. We're at a time of moving things forward. And that's when we were able to really kind of understand Pluto as a planet. And now that we're actually able to see Pluto, see what it looks like, again, we are kind of faced with, wow, now that we can see Pluto, we can actually understand what it represents that much more. And the universe is beckoning to us that we're ready to understand that. So what does Pluto mean? What is Pluto the planet of? It's the planet of transformation. It's a planet of birth and renewing. It's the planet of seeing the dark bits of us that we don't really like so much, releasing them, and continuing to move forward. Many of you may know a big astrologist guru of mine is Linda Goodman. I found her years ago, and I just adore her spirit and all of her writings. And so I was doing a little bit of research on Pluto before this video, and I came across a poem that she wrote. So I'm going to read that to you. It's from her book, Relationship Signs. So it goes, hello, I am Pluto, and I am here to change your life. Wherever I land is what I tear down to rebuild. I am here for your ultimate good, or at least I try to be, if you will not resist my energies. I am the planet of life and death, and of the new and of the old you. I repair and I resurrect. I cause you to reinvent yourself every now and then. Welcome to every now and then. This is it. This is right now. The discovery of seeing Pluto in the way that we are. The discovery of seeing that part of its essence looks like a freaking heart. The universe is showing its love to us. It is showing us that it is time to unveil. It is a time to transform. It is a time to go into the unknown and leave behind any of that dark matter that you do not wish to bring with you. We are in a time now where you are going to start to release and move forward into a space for the things you wanted, the abundance, the prosperity, all of it, the work that you want to do, the way that you want to serve, the relationships you want to be in, are becoming a reality. And I know that's scary. It's weird to think, right? But it's okay. It's natural. It is in our human nature to doubt, to second guess. And so this discovery of Pluto is letting us know that it's a time for us to see that we're actually ready. We are ready to transform. We are ready to see things differently. It's time. Okay, so I just want you to take that with you. And then as we move into the new moon on July 15th at 9:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it's happening in the sign of Cancer. And Cancer is a very sensitive sign, very emotional. It also likes structure and stability, making sure that it's safe. And so I want you to know that it's safe. It's okay. It's okay to open up your heart this next month and into the rest of the year for that matter. And so for your new moon ritual, I want you to do an exercise where we are wiping the slate clean. We are going to journal about any residue, any muck, any dark matter that might still be laying over an issue, that may be laying over your emotions, that might be laying over your heart. And literally, we are going to wash the slate clean. And I'm picturing the slate almost as like a clear plate of glass, because as we uncover all of the muck, all of the dirt, all the dust, all of the dark matter, we can see clearly. We can see through the slate. So we have this beautiful crystal clear slate. And so when you have the clarity, when you have all of the doubts removed from your heart, what is it that you see? What is it? So 2 things. You're going to write out your list of dark matter, of all the muck that's covering up your clarity. And then once you kind of identify what those things are, whether they be anger, a certain situation, a relationship, I want you to just kind of release them to the side. Let them go. You can burn them then too. We don't typically burn on the new moon, but we can burn them here. Get rid of the darkness. And I want you to look ahead then into this beautiful clean slate, this crystal clear slate full of clarity and know-how. And when you see through it, what do you see? Write that down. And I want you to hold on to that, because we're going to use it when we get to the next full moon in Aquarius. And that will be in August. Okay, so new moon ritual will be to write down all the dark muck, the gray matter, and then release it. Get rid of it. Do a healing meditation. Reach out to me if you have questions about one. Get together with a couple people and admit what your dark matter is, what it is that you're ready to let go of, what you don't want to block your vision from anymore. And then write down what you see once the slate is clean, once it's clear, once you have this beautiful, shiny, and luminous piece of glass or slate that you can see through, and you can see your visions, and you can project them ahead. All right? So that's what we're doing for the new moon. Other things that are happening, Venus is getting into some more action. So it's leaving Leo on July 18th, and it's going into Virgo. And it's going to be in Virgo until July 31st. So it's going to be in the sign of Virgo. And it's a very practical sign. The sign of, everything kind of needs to make sense when it comes to love. Everything needs to kind of, with Leo, it's very more about passion and go, and impulsive nature. With Virgo, it's more like, all right, let's think this out a little bit. Let's actually, feel it out. Let's talk about our feelings. How does that make you feel? That's what we're going to explore when we have Venus in Virgo. So just kind of start to look at the more practical side of your love life. If you're curious about what's going on with the current relationship that you're in, be okay with looking at it a little bit more analytically. If you're single, what is it that you need to do to kind of get more serious about your dating life? Does that mean you got to go online and really kind of, refine your profile or whatever that may be? So just getting more serious about your love life in one way or another. If you're in a relationship and you're having problems, maybe it's time that you go see a therapist or a coach to help you work through them. And then what's going to happen with Venus as well, it's going to go in retrograde. It's going in retrograde July 25th until September 6th. And of course, people hear retrograde and they freak out, and especially because they're like, Venus, it's my love planet. That can't go retrograde, but it's okay. Because as I always say, retrograde is a time to go within. It's a time to explore what's going on in this space, to give your outer world a break and look what's going on within. And so this is an opportunity for you to be in line with your heart. What is it that your heart needs? How can you best honor that right now during this time, during this retrograde? How can you start to look at some of the areas in your life that you don't feel like you're bringing your full heart into, that you're not totally engaged with? What are those things? Is it, or what's going on with your body? Venus retrograde is a great time to reassess what's going on with your body. If you're having any issues with self-love, body image, it's a great time to start to look into those issues, because you're going to have more of a boost to address them and kind of work out that matter. Venus retrograde is also a really great time to just what's the best way I want to put it? Venus retrograde is a great time to really kind of hone in on your passions too. So that sometimes we may feel very multi-passionate. We might feel a little bit scattered and all over the place of where we want to go. This is just saying hone in on something that really excites you. That's really been the trend a lot lately as is. So this is just going to continue that motion forward to hone in on your skills, hone in on what you're really passionate about, and don't waste your time on the things that you're not. Don't waste your time on the things that your heart just isn't into. If it's not singing to you, then who wants to dance to that? Cut it out, okay? So this is a time to honor your heart. And as we move through the Venus retrograde, I'll kind of give you more tips about how you should handle it. But in the meantime, I just want you to focus on what is it that my heart is really into? What do I want to pour that energy into more? And then also kind of looking into things like body image, self-love, playing around with that, because that's really how Venus is going to serve you best during its retrograde. Another retrograde that's happening, which is kind of magical, Uranus is retrograding starting on July 26th until December 26th. So Uranus is retrograding for the rest of the year. All I've been talking about the last few weeks is the rest of the year. And so what this means, Uranus is the planet of change. Retrograde is all about going within. Boom, inner change. That is what is trending for the rest of this year. And that is what the universe has been supporting us in. Seeing Pluto and being able to really see it and start to get a better understanding of it. Pluto representing transformation, moving forward. Uranus, this idea of inner change. Moving forward, getting rid of all the muck. That's what this new moon is about, getting the muck away so you can see clearly as you move forward. Realizing that the universe from this point on is going to help you out. It always has been, but it's going to continue to do that. It's going to continue to see how it can serve you best, and it's going to make things easier for you. You have been manifesting, you have been surrendering, you have been offering up, so the universe in turn is going to start providing. And so now it's time for you to show up. And how can you show up best? Because here's the thing, if you don't show up, it's not on the universe anymore. It's on you. And I hate to break it to you in that way, and I hate to kind of give out that kind of self, responsibility, but in a way it is. Because you know now that the opportunities are coming. You're seeing them, you're feeling them, you're experiencing them. And if they're not going anywhere, it's likely because of your own resistance. When our vibrations kind of move up, when spirit starts to really move things along for us, our ego has to catch up. And it really wants to, and it will try hard, and it will grovel, and it will beg, and it will demand your attention. And so what I'm asking for you during this time of the Uranus retrograde, that you notice when the ego is barking up the wrong leg. And you just give it a treat, kind of give it what it needs, and keep moving on. Because you know you have bigger things to do. You know that you have bigger work to do, whether that is in your career, whether that is in what's going on with your relationships, where you live, whatever opportunities are coming your way, they are all in the basking of change. And it is your responsibility to just show up for these changes, to just be present for them, to be in what you wanted, and to let go of any control, and to realize that when control or perfectionism comes up, that is you creating some kind of resistance, creating some kind of block from stepping into your truth, from moving forward with your destiny. Okay, so I'm really passionate about this because it is really big and it is really important for you to understand this. You know, Uranus gets that name, you know, gets joked about, but it really is. It's a pain in the ass because you know what? Sometimes we don't want to change. As much as we say we want to change, as much as we say we want to bring more love into our life, or we want to have a more satisfying career, or we want to, you know, have more love for who we are, at the end of the day, sometimes that's hard to actually accept and move forward with. And so I'm really encouraging you to take ownership, take responsibility, and move forward. Let Spirit help you. You do not have to do this on your own. The cosmos are here. They are here to guide you for the rest of the year. They are here to help you with change. They are here to bring you what you've been asking for. The stars have been listening. Everything has been aligning for you. Now just show up and be proud, and be excited, and accept these new changes and opportunities with a sense of honor and sheer gratitude. You got this. Okay. Keep me posted. Feeling very passionate about this transformation, this change movement that we've got going on here. To recap, we got the new moon, July 15th, 9:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's a time to get rid of all the muck so we can just start fresh with a nice clean slate, see clearly into the future as we move forward. Seeing Pluto the other day, oh my gosh, seeing it with the beautiful heart, it's just saying the universe is like, I hear you. I've been listening, and I freaking love you. And there's some good stuff in store, let me tell you. And as Venus moves into Virgo, it's a time to get more practical with our love life, see what needs some refinement. And then with the retrograde that starts on July 25th through September 6th, it's a time to hone in on your heart, only really following through the things that you really feel passionate about, that your heart really is into and singing for, and move forward with that. And if you realize your heart isn't in it, then start to think about, okay, how do I transition out of this? How do I change? How do I make this better? And also just looking at self-love more. And then Uranus's retrograde from July 26th until December 26th, interchange. The universe has got all this outside of you hooked up. It's all set. Now you just got to show up, and you can do it. You can do it. I know you can. You wouldn't be watching this otherwise. And keep me posted on your journey. Join on Facebook my astrology club, the Cosmic Astrology Club. I'm putting the link below. I want you to join and introduce yourself to me. Let me know what your sign is. If you know your rising sign, your moon sign, put that on there too, because then I give you my own little astro download that I get that's special for you. So I'd love to share that. I'm also starting a astrology course. It's a 4-week video course with me to learn the fundamentals of astrology, to help give you more awareness of what astrology means, how you can use it in practical ways, how you can start to understand your sign better, as well as that of other people. So it's a lot of fun. I'll put the link for that below, and I would love to have you join me, because it will just give you even more of an understanding of how this all works, and how you can, once you have that knowing of it all, how you can benefit further in your everyday life and really use the cosmos to your advantage, and really utilize it in its strong times and its times to kind of hold back a little bit. All right, so keep in touch with me. Keep me posted along the journey. I love your feedback and comments. It keeps me going too, so I thank you. And I will see you, actually, I'm going to be back right before July 31st. We have a blue full moon. It's a very rare occurrence. I didn't want to bring it in this video because I just feel like it'd be too much. So I'll be back later July for that last installment. I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.